Hey, it's Luke Miller here from potentialforchange.com. Big massive thank you for coming along to watch this video. In this video I was going to do a live feed, but unfortunately something came up, so I'm just going to do a recording and then take it from there and see what happens next time. I've got a bunch of questions to answer. I'm going to try and answer as many of them as I can in the time I have. But first thing I wanted to do was for everyone on the video draw a card, and this card is like representative of the archetypal energy that we need to embody, to like kind of move forward. So I feel like people come together for a certain reason, people watch certain things for a certain reason, everything kind of happens for a reason, and when everyone's tuned into a specific frequency, it's good to kind of like, you can draw a card and it speaks to more than just one person through like energetically. So that's the card I'm drawing. What is it? Oh, yes. So beautiful. So the card is the Ancient Ones. And the Ancient Ones are, like old souls, but not old souls within this realm of existence. They're like the old souls, like our spirit guides and our spirit ancestors. And the number on this is number 1. It's like the first card in the deck. And I think that's to do with like the self, and understanding like that we are connected. We're connected to these ancient ones. We're connected to these guides. And no matter how hard it gets, we have this connection. We have like these guides watching over us, and it's okay. Like we have the power within ourselves, and it's not like we should become reliant like these guides or spirits are going to do the work for us, but at the same time we're never lost. Even when we feel like we're lost, we're never kind of like completely gone. We always have guidance, and sometimes the abandonment that we feel is a necessary part for us to kind of grow as human beings. If you think about it, like if sometimes the best thing you can do in a situation in your life, if there's someone in your life that's kind of like doing something that's not good or not making you feel good, or it's just not aligned with what it is that you're doing, sometimes if you love that person, the best thing you can do is to leave them and abandon them, so they kind of find a way to find their own inner power. And this is sometimes what like our guides do, so it's a really good energy to be kicking off with, just so we know that that's a thing, So I wrote a bunch of questions down. I'm going to try and get through them all. I've got like 16 minutes, so let's see what I can do in 16 minutes. So the first question was from Monique, and it was how to overcome addictive behaviour. And I actually wrote this down some days ago. In the morning I get up and I connect and meditate, and whatever comes through me I just write down, and this is what happened. Addiction is a sign of imbalance, and only when the imbalance is corrected can you move out of the addictive state. Addiction can be caused by deficiencies in minerals and vitamins, especially when it comes to like food addiction. It feels like we need something, and so we grab for the food, but really it's like we're deficient in a mineral. What an addiction is a familiar comfort, and one of the main causes outside of like physical needs is loneliness and isolation. This is not directly linked to the amount of friends you have or family you have, but the amount of support and the level of connection and understanding you have with family and people around you. Addiction is a lack of something, and it feels like that lack will be filled with the object of your addiction. With this in mind, the overcoming of addiction comes from discovery of the void the addiction is filling. This discovery comes from self-awareness. It is so easy to look at the addiction as the problem, but you have to go to the root, and this comes from getting to know yourself, spending time with yourself, and really building a relationship with yourself. Addiction stems from a lack of self-love, so if you can make the conscious effort to love yourself, even if you don't feel the love, that's a really good thing, and it's like you have to look inside, and like the first thing you can do is like okay, what's lovable, you know, like, oh, this is nice, I like this part of me, you know, and it's like that, you find that lovable, and you can express love to that, but then you have to go deeper than that, you know. It's like, well, I have this addiction, but you know what, I love myself anyway, and I love myself in that addictive state, and I'm exactly where I need to be, and there's a lesson within this, you know. It's not just about me snapping out of it, like the universe is communicating with me through me having this addiction. Like, I need this to come to the conclusions that I need to come to, like, to be able to move through it, you know. Yeah, praise yourself, reward yourself, and truly worship the ground that you walk upon, as you deserve to be loved. You are the person you're going to spend most time with over your lifetime, so you may as well get used to you. All right, so that's the first question. I hope that is helpful for you, Monique. So the next one, it comes from Chris, and it says, how can we lift our vibration and keep our strength to keep moving forward when there is so much struggle each and every day? Being let go after a job, well, no one gives me any explanation as to why. Well, I think there's a lot of clues in language, you know, and it's like the story that we have, the story that we tell, often manifests in the reality, you know. And it's like you've said, how could you keep moving forward when there's so much struggle each and every day, you know? And that's not to say that there's not struggle, you know, like these things do happen, but a lot of the time it's our attitude towards the struggle, you know, like it's like you can see it as something to work with, or you can see it as something that's dragging you down and pulling you down, you know. It's like all these situations that come up are reflections and mirrors, and for us to really move through, we need to understand why they're there, you know. So saying everything's a struggle every day, it's like that can be a disempowering thing, you know. So it's like coming out of that struggling mindset, and also the being let go, the job, while no one gives any explanation as to why. I guess that's like giving away your power to someone else, you know. It's like, this person needs to tell me, you know, what's going on, and really you have the power yourself, you know, to do that. And it's not always simple, you know, like obviously there's like I oversimplify things in these answers, but in reality it's like taking responsibility for our own existence and our own life, and really kind of stepping into our own power, you know. So yeah. So the next question is from Donna, and how can I help my grandson? He is 20 years old, angry with life, and takes it out on me. And I guess coming back to the Ancient Ones card, the same thing that I spoke about. You know, like sometimes abandonment is the way that you have to deal with something. You know, if like someone can't treat you in the right way, sometimes you have to, you know, step away. But that's not always the case, you know. So like if someone's lashing out, they have an unmet need, you know, they have like something that's you know, that they're feeling that they can't articulate. At 20 can be a very, very difficult age, you know, so it's like trying to listen to that. So there's different ways that you can deal with it, you know. Like one is to really, really try to listen, but the other one can sometimes be, okay, I'm going to step away, and if you're ready in the future to kind of like come to some kind of thing together, then we can do it, you know. But yeah, it usually comes from a lack of, like, obviously comes from a lack of self-love for your grandson, you know, but then also there's a lack of self-love for tolerating the someone treating you like that, you know, for yourself. So it's really about trying to heal them wounds, you know, and sometimes it's retreat and sometimes it's confrontation, you know. It depends on your specific circumstances. So the next question is from Ajula, and said, I've lost my job months ago, been struggling financially, feeling crippled in my will to do anything about my situation. Not that I've not tried, but I feel stuck and need direction. I guess this is similar to the question I asked a little while ago, you know. It's like a lot of things are like in our language can be disempowering, you know, and it's like trying, for example, you know, it's a different from doing, you know. If you say I'm trying so hard, like I'm really just trying so hard, you know, then you're always trying, you're not doing, you know. And there's a difference between the two. Sometimes you have to step into something and fully embody it, fully empower your position, and be like, okay, I am doing this. You know, I'm going to step into my role fully. And again, you know, there's when we are stuck, it's because of an unmet need. You know, an unfulfilled need. You know, like that can be spoke about for most of these questions. You know, like that we have something that's not being seen, that's not being acknowledged, you know. And then once we can acknowledge what that is, we can see where we're stuck, and we can kind of move out of that, you know. And also know that we are guided, you know, we are blessed, you know, and we can like just, you know, sometimes we just got to stop, you know, sit, meditate, breathe, stop doing stuff, you know, take a day out or 2 days out, you know, and like really just slow it down, you know. If you can slow it down and like pray, meditate, start journaling, expressing how you feel, like it can really help you to unlock some of the things that you have within you, you know, and unblock them blockages that we have, you know, because we become so dense, you know, and it's like sometimes we just need to kind of let that stuff go, you know. So yeah, so the next question is from Michelle, and says, my ex-boyfriend is still in my life even though he is in a relationship with someone else. He says the relationship is not physical and that he cares about the person but wants her to live on her own. He said that he still loves me. Should I give up on him, or do we have a future together? And you know, every circumstance is different, you know, like sometimes people get stuck in certain situations and stuff, but I guess one thing that you have to do in this situation is put yourself in the perspective of the woman that he's with now, you know, instead of looking at it from your perspective. How would you feel if you were that woman that he was saying, no, I don't want to be with her, I want to be with you? You know, it's not honest, right? Like he's not being honest. It's not, you know, like everyone has their own like a moral compass that they live by, but if you value honesty, then he's not being honest, right? And you don't know what he's doing in the situation with her. He could be doing exactly the same thing, you know. So obviously you have to tune into yourself and say, am I okay with this, you know? Like, does this feel good for me? Like, does this feel like this is for my best good, you know? Because people can become addictions. Because, like, it's so nice, right? You know, snuggling up with someone and, like, you know, doing stuff and just watching movies and kissing and cuddling and, like, all that kind of stuff, you know. But that can be, like, a toxic, like, thing. Like, I want this, give me it, you know. And it's kind of like, when it becomes that, it's like it's not for your highest good. So, you know, sometimes it's hard to walk away from love, but sometimes it's the only option, you know, in the circumstances. So, yep. So the next question is from Jules, and it says, the past 2 years have felt like a painful purge for me personally, but it also feels like a lot of other people have been affected. Is there any explanation for this? And yeah, this is something that is actually happening now. Like, there is a collective purge. I work with people, I do readings and all this kind of stuff, you know, like, so I'm seeing this in people more and more. I also have like lots of friends who are healers, and you know, it's like a collective dark night of the soul, you know. And I can only theorize what I think it is, you know. Everyone has to kind of decide on their own truth, but for me personally, it feels like we have to face our stuff, you know. Like, something is coming up. It's like, okay, you have to face this, you know, like it's time to step into your power and to face your stuff, you know. And that's where a lot of the pain and suffering is coming from, the resistance, because our deepest, darkest issues that we've been going through are coming up, and it's like, all right, you have to break this addiction to this person, for example, or, you know, you have to embrace your role as a healer, for example, or like, you know, just all these different things. It's like, it's time to step into it, you know, and it's like, you are fully responsible for your life. And I think that's what a lot of people are coming to the realization of. Like, it's like, okay, we're responsible for our lives, you know, like, we are in charge, like, it is up to us, you know. Like, anyone who does anything, you know, bar some like physical limitations and stuff, is something that we can do, you know. There are like people who get up at 5 a.m. and you know, do just get on with the day and just really kind of like achieve, you know. And there are others who can't do anything, you know, but we all have the same amount of hours in the day, you know. So it's like, what that person's doing, it may not be your path, but it's achievable by you, You know, it's just about managing yourself. Like if you can learn to manage yourself, then you know it's like you can do that as well. So I think it's like a spoonful of reality that people are getting. You know, it's like this is what's happening. You know, you have to take responsibility, and that can be hard. But my theory is there's a wave of people who are experiencing this. You know, and it will come in waves. You know, like some people are really not ready to wake up to a new way of being and a new like understanding of reality. But soon there's like going to be shifts, and shifts are going to change people's perceptions, and people who are not used to like the mystical and magical stuff are going to start seeing it and feeling it. And when they start seeing it and feeling it, the people who are going through this experience now are going to have passed through the experience, and then they're going to be going through the experience, so we're going to be able to like help them to go through that experience. So it's kind of like I think it's we have to face up, you know. It's like, okay, you got to face your stuff, you know. It's like simple as that. So but it's collective. It's happening across the board, you know. Like I've never experienced anything like this in like this last year. I've never experienced so many people simultaneously experiencing the same thing. It's just like nothing I've ever seen, and I didn't necessarily see it coming, you know. Just kind of like I had a feeling that this year was about bridging understanding of one understanding to the next, you know, one type of understanding to the next. But I had no idea that everyone would kind of like collapse and fall apart, but that seems to be what's happening. But I feel like a lot of people are coming out of that now, you know, and stepping into the energy of 2019, which is the healing energy, which is the two becoming one, because when you add them together you get 12, you know. So it's like the two becoming one. It's like allowing that the broken, I don't want to say broken, the fragmented pieces of us to come into one, you know. So but yeah, that's it for the questions that I can answer for today. But if I'm doing oracle readings at the moment with these oracle cards. They're really, really good. And it's a lot more affordable than the numerology readings, because I can do it when I want, you know, like, and because sometimes the numerology readings can be quite time consuming, because I might have one in the middle of the day and it kind of just takes up like a lot of energy and time. But with this I can do it like whenever I want, and it kind of like it's a lot more easy for me to manage personally, you know. So it's something that I can do. If you want an oracle reading, there'll be a link to that somewhere in below this video, or in the email that I sent you, or whatever, you know, like to be able to sign up for that. And it's $11 for one card, $22 for 3 cards, or $55 for 7 cards. And there's more information on the page about how you access that. So yeah, thank you for coming along to watch this video. I really, really appreciate your time and presence and everything. And yeah, it's I hope those of you whose questions I've answered, it's been helpful. And I'm sending much love and blessings to you. Much love. Thank you.